Bangalore-based edtech startup Testbook has raised 60 crores in a fresh funding round from Iron Pillar. Existing investors like Matrix Partners, Better Capital and AngelList have also participated in the round. Let's bring on board Ashutosh Kumar. He's the co-founder and CEO at Testbook, who now joins in. Ashutosh, thanks much for taking time out. Congratulations on that fundraise. Start off by telling us where you plan to invest the money that you've just raised.
Thank you very much. So the main focus is going to so currently Testbook was focused primarily on the central government exams, where we do somewhere around 100 such exams on the platform. But the trend has been where the state government exams have also started sort of shifting to online, as well as a lot of awareness has come from the different remote corner of the country to sort of aspire for the government jobs. So I guess main focus is going to extend the exam category from 100 exams to 400 exams, where we'll be covering the entire spectrum of be it a state government, be it a police exam, be it a teacher exam, be it like a high-level UPSC exams. And this is one focus, and the other focus is going to be primarily on the product side, where a lot of machine learning, data science investment or engineers would be working on to make the learning cycle more adaptive, more personalized from a user perspective, because that's where we see a lot of stickiness is going to bring in from the user side on the platform.
Okay, now, interesting numbers, because you've got 10 million users, 50,000 of them pay you for the courses on the platform. Can you dig out how long it took for you to convince the Indian consumer to start paying for the product?
So if you see, every month we are able to get more than around 4 to 5 lakh new students on our platform. And out of that, around 10%, 8 to 10% of them actually converts into a paid user. And that's where around 50,000 of the transactions coming up. But the market is very, very deep. As we know that every year, more than 60 million students just prepare for the central government exams. And if you talk about state exams together, the number goes somewhere around 90 to 100 million. So still we see there's a huge scope to go more deeper and deeper into the market, where the number of transactions can easily go up to, like, say, 4 to 5x in, like, say, next 1.5 years.
So, Ashutosh, can we talk about the impact? Because Testbook has been around since the year 2014. How many users have actually landed government jobs successfully after training on these courses that you provide?
Our focus has been, since we started, on our outcome-driven product and outcome-driven learning. And that's where, because when someone comes to Testbook platform, their whole objective and the goal is to get into a government job. So if I talk about the stats in just last 3 years, we have been successfully able to place more than 35,000 students into different government jobs.
And which are the courses that are in demand? Because you've got a majority of users from the smaller cities. So I'm sure you have a sense of where young India is really heading towards in terms of the jobs that are really in demand.
So from the course perspective, the whole category of SSC, banking, railways had been in huge demand. But now these days we have been seeing the students from the teaching category also coming into lot of queries coming from that particular segment of students, because the teaching exam is a huge pool of you can say a segment in the market, because every state has their own teaching or education system where they look for the good teachers and they have a full-fledged teaching exams. So this is one area, and then second piece is where there's a now need to go multilingual, because what happens is, like, say, when you talk about any state level government exams, so their whole learning till the exam prep till the final exam happens in their local languages. So the moment we are started getting the content in the different languages, we have been able to see a very good traction from a particular state. So recently we did courses in Telugu for the railway exams. And that's where in just initial 30 days only, the traction has been super awesome.
Now, Ashutosh, from railways to banking, that continues to remain very popular. And it's interesting that you address the problem of convincing users to pay online with a code-based voucher system. How exactly does this work?
So that was one of the very innovative hacks that we came up with, was a offline voucher. Because again, if you see and go the deeper of India or the rural part of India, that's where the cash-heavy economy is very strong. The parents earn in cash and they want to spend themselves as well as their kid to spend in cash. And that's where this offline voucher concept came really handy to them, where easily they can go to some cyber cafes or bookstores or wherever they are studying in some coaching institutes, pay in cash and have been able to sort of access or activate the code very easily. It's just a one-step process, where they used to struggle a lot when it comes on doing the payment digital transaction through debit card or net banking or, like, say, credit card. So that has been a really game changer for us if we talk about when how we penetrated across smaller towns. And today we have more than 500 retail outlets where we have been able to sort of reach out and activate the transaction through voucher code. And going ahead, we see when it go more deeper as we expand to Central India and South India.
Now, a lot of players in edtech and online learning, they're really dominating the market. The government courses may not really be a clear focus. You still have an academy present in some segments. What is going to differentiate you from these other players in the edtech space in the long run?
So in the long term, the differentiation has to come from the user choice. And how we are completely different from a DNA perspective is from beginning itself, we had been a focus of an outcome-driven product. And that's the reason we have been building the content in-house. And at the end, if you are not able to give or produce selections or give a student surety that if you are coming to any platform, spending 4, 5, 6 months, spending 10,000 rupees, and there is not a good probability of getting selected, you will be rejected in long term. Because through a lot of funds, a lot of marketing, you might bring a student into your funnel, but the stickiness has to come and driven by a product. And that's where we are very, very different. So if I give you an example, there are a lot of videos available on the YouTube. You can go to YouTube also, you can also learn, but that cannot drive you very accurately and efficiently towards a particular goal. When I talk about our learning courses, it's just not a repository of videos. It's a full comprehensively integrated study plan driven learning where the live lectures, video lectures, reading assignments, practice questions based on a particular lectures, and then the periodical test all together plays a role to drive students' performance from X point to Y point. And moreover, we have been a very data-centric and recommendation-oriented platform. It's very important to figure out and pinpoint someone's student's strength and weakness at each and every stages and guide them towards the better way of sort of improving on those particular topics or topic concepts. So again, this is something where we have been very, very strong, and going ahead, our focus is also going to be very more deeper into that part. And this is something which is going to differentiate us. So I guess in the market, it's just the textbook who talks about selections, who focus on the student's performance and the outcome, rather than the people who just talks about views or like say how much installs they have got. Because in long term, like a food business, if your content is good, the content is the key. If the content altogether and the whole experience of learning platform ecosystem cannot hold the students on the platform, is very difficult.
There are a number of YouTube videos, Ashutosh, to be honest. There's tons of books, there's coaching classes that one can go to. There's an overload of information for sure. I mean, you can Google anything today.
So in these exams, the competition is very, very high. If you have these numbers, every year around 3 to 4 lakh job vacancies comes at a central level. And then the number of aspirants is more than 5 to 6 crore. So the competition is so high, everyone wants to learn more at a lesser time. And that's where the bulk of content available online, available on YouTube or some other platform. The goal of, and if you prepare like say SBI PO and versus IBPS PO, so the syllabus looks same, but if you look at from a exam clearance perspective, there has to be a right balance and a group of a content. And that's where the expertise of a subject matter experts or who has been cleared these exams comes into the picture. And that's how we are sort of as a platform, or you can say an ecosystem bringing a difference versus those content already available. And everyone wants, if I want to go, so when I was preparing for IIT JEE, I went to Kota. And I'm from a very small town called Madhubani in Bihar. And the whole reason was to go to a place where in a 2 years of span of time, I should be able to get the right content, relevant content, accurate content, and the right mentoring throughout so that I should be able to clear the exam in the first 10. And that's where the platform like us are adding value to our students versus the content available on the other open platforms.
At a time like this, you've got the job market that has been impacted. You do have a sense of what the government jobs are. So tell us, are there more openings when it comes to government jobs? Are they still looking very lucrative?
So numbers are not declining. So if you look just few days back, the SBI came up with 8,000 job vacancies. Railway is recruiting for 80,000, 70,000 job vacancies, where more than 2.5 crore, 2 crore students are appearing for it. So we don't see job vacancies going down, though competitions are coming up just because Now, if you go back 10 years back, 7 years back, then the salary package in the government job was not that lucrative. But after, if you see the kind of job packages or the salary package that are coming through the government job, it has become a lucrative opportunities even for students who have done engineering from the different colleges. So the competition has definitely have gone up, but in terms of job opportunities, we have not seen numbers going down. Even we have seen the numbers going up. So generally, this we are used to have the notifications or job vacancies in the range of 2,000, 3,000, 7,000, and now unexpectedly they have come up with 8,000 job vacancies. And even we have been hearing that the railway is going to come with more job vacancies. They have already have a full application process done for more than 60,000 job vacancies. So this is going to be, and again, if there is a railway is an organization, such a big organization, they need people to run.
And you rightly mentioned that we're seeing a lot of overqualified people as well applying for some of these government jobs. There's reports of lakhs of them vying for a few thousand vacancies, and the competition is only going to increase. Is that something that you are looking to solve as a major issue?
So competition are definitely increasing. That's why people are looking for, and they need to go for a more efficient way of learning. And when I talk about efficient way of learning, that means lesser time, more learning outcome, more chances and probability of getting selected. And that's where if you have a good mentor, good system, good content repository to go through and to drive you throughout the learning process, you look for that and you sort of appraise that. So competition is definitely going to get high and even more higher. The kind of unemployment is coming into India. So everyone, even the PhD holders, are not getting a job. So they would also like to try out their luck. Versus, like say, a few times back when and those people are not coming to the competition. So I guess competition is going to get high further and further. That's why people need to look for the right platform, the right opportunity to have a very efficient and right learning.
Thank you so much, Ashutosh, for joining in, giving us a sense of what is going on when it comes to those government jobs, what the scenario is with respect to competition, as well as your plans for Testbook.